Dear viewers, what would you do if a homeless man stopped you on the street, and his last wish led you to the most heartbreaking truth of your life? This is the story of Emily, a young nurse from Chicago who thought she was just helping a stranger, until that stranger turned out to be her own lost brother. And the moment she realized it, her entire world fell apart. It was a freezing January evening in downtown Chicago. The streets were covered in slush, and people rushed past each other, too cold to care. Emily was walking home from her late hospital shift, clutching her coat tight. She was exhausted. Her shift had been brutal. 3 patients had passed away that day. As she crossed the street, she noticed a man sitting beside a trash can. He was wrapped in a thin, torn blanket. His face was hidden behind a hood, and his hands shook from the cold. She tried to look away, but something stopped her. A voice in her heart whispered, "Talk to him." Emily sighed and walked over. "Hey, are you okay?" she asked softly. The man looked up. His eyes were tired, sunken, but kind. He smiled weakly. "Ma'am, I'm not okay," he said, "but I'll be fine soon." She frowned. "Do you need food? I can grab you something warm." He shook his head. "No, I've eaten. I have one last wish before I go." Emily froze. "Before you go? What do you mean?" He coughed, his voice breaking. "I'm dying. The doctor said my liver's failing. I don't have much time left." Her heart clenched. Then he said something that would change everything. "I just want to see my little sister one more time before I die." Emily's chest tightened. She didn't know why, but something about his words hit her deep. "What's her name?" she asked. The man looked away, pain flickering in his eyes. "Her name's Emily," he whispered. Emily froze. Her heart skipped a beat. What did you say?" she asked, her voice trembling. He nodded slowly. "Yeah, Emily, my little sister. Haven't seen her in 20 years. She probably doesn't even remember me. I was a terrible brother." Emily's breath caught. Her name was Emily, and she had lost a brother when she was just 8 years old. His name was Daniel. He had run away from home after their parents' divorce, and no one ever found him. She took a shaky breath. "Sir, what's your name?" He smiled faintly. "Daniel." The world seemed to stop spinning. Her knees went weak. She couldn't speak. Daniel coughed again, his body trembling. "Ma'am, I know it sounds crazy, but I can feel it. She's out there somewhere. Tell her I'm sorry." Emily's eyes filled with tears. She wanted to scream, "I'm right here," but her voice refused to come out. Emily decided she needed to know for sure. That night, she took Daniel to the hospital. She told her supervisor he was a patient she found outside. The doctors admitted him for emergency care. She stayed beside him, watching him sleep. Every breath he took was a battle. She whispered to herself, "Could this really be my brother?" The next morning, she ordered a DNA test, secretly. She took a cheek swab from Daniel while he was unconscious. 2 days later, the results came in. Her hand shook as she opened the envelope. It said, "Sibling match, 99.9% probability." Emily dropped to the floor, sobbing. It was him. Her brother, the boy she prayed for every night since she was 8. That evening, she sat by Daniel's bed. He was awake but weak, staring out the window at the falling snow. "Hey," she whispered, holding his hand. "Do you remember a stuffed bear named Charlie?" Daniel blinked confused. Then a small smile tugged at his lips. "Yeah, that was Emily's favorite toy. She never went anywhere without it." Emily's tears streamed down. "I still have it," she whispered. Daniel turned to her, his eyes wide. "What do you mean?" She squeezed his hand. "It's me, Daniel. I'm Emily." He froze. For a second, he didn't move. Then he whispered, "No, that can't be." "Emily's little. I grew up," she said through tears. "It's me? I never stopped looking for you." Daniel's lips trembled. His voice cracked. "Emmy?" She nodded, crying harder. And in that moment, 20 years of pain melted away. He reached out and hugged her as tightly as his weak body could manage. "I thought you'd hate me," he whispered. "I thought I ruined everything." Emily sobbed into his shoulder. "I could never hate you. I just wanted my brother back." Over the next few days, Emily refused to leave Daniel's side. She helped him eat, clean his wounds, and read him stories from their childhood book. But deep down, she knew time was running out. His condition was worsening. One night, Daniel looked at her with tired eyes. "Emily, when I left, I didn't understand what I was doing. I was angry, scared. I thought running away would make things better." She held his hand. "It's okay. You're here now." He smiled weakly. "No, Emmy, you need to hear this. I spent years on the streets. I made mistakes. I hurt people. I became someone I didn't recognize." His voice broke. "But seeing you again feels like God gave me one last chance to say sorry." Emily's tears fell onto his hand. "You don't have to say sorry anymore. You came back." He shook his head. "No, I came back to die, but at least now I'm not dying alone." That night, as Emily watched him sleep, she made a promise. She wouldn't let her brother die on the streets. She called the hospital board the next morning and arranged a fundraiser for homeless patients needing care. She named it the Daniel Project. Her story spread online and donations poured in. People were moved by the nurse who reunited with her long-lost brother by chance. The hospital gave Daniel the best treatment possible, but his body was too weak. His liver was beyond repair. Still, he smiled every day, telling the nurses jokes and thanking everyone. One evening, he asked Emily to wheel him outside to see the sunset. They sat in silence as the sky turned orange. Daniel whispered, "You know, Emmy, when I was on the streets, every time I saw the sun, I thought of you, because no matter how dark it got, I believed you were still out there, somewhere bright." Emily couldn't stop crying. She held his hand tight. "I'll never forget you again." Daniel smiled. "Promise me something. Anything. Promise you'll keep helping people like me. People no one believes in." She nodded, sobbing, "I promise." He closed his eyes and whispered, "That's all I needed to hear." Moments later, he took his last breath. A year later, the Daniel Project became one of Chicago's biggest charity programs for homeless health care. Every winter, Emily leads a street outreach team, giving food, blankets, and medical care to people living outside. And every time she sees a homeless man on the corner, she stops, no matter how tired she is, because she knows that behind every face, there's a story. Sometimes she brings a stuffed bear named Charlie with her, a small reminder of the brother who taught her what real love looks like. She often tells people, you never know who that stranger might be. They might just be someone you lost, or someone who will change your life forever. Voiceover, soft, emotional. Sometimes life separates us from the people we love, only to bring them back when we least expect it. Emily thought she was saving a stranger, but that moment saved her, too, because in helping him, she found not just her brother, but the part of her heart she thought she'd lost forever. Broken heart dedicated to all those who were lost and those who found them again. Folded hands if this story touched your heart. Share it with someone who needs hope today.